G'day, mates. Oi, I had a little bit to drink. G'day, I'm Steve Irwin. And I see a croc. Look at that guy over there. He's just sunning, minding his own business. Because that's what crocs do. They sun and they mind their own business and they wait for some Autobots to come by so they can eat them as their prey. But this guy, he's just resting right now, minding his own business. But you know what? I'm going to go over there and I'm going to piss him off. Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I am presenting you with the Walmart exclusive retro package, Headmaster Skullcruncher. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them, available for free on my channel. Wink, wink. Only support from viewers like yourself make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to support the channel further, or see more reviews, or both. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future, you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it! And as we usually do here on Digital Caveman Presents, let's take a look at the packaging. And to start off, we have Transformers, More Than Meets the Eye, Evil Decepticon. On the top, some dust. And simple looks at the transformation. See instructions for full conversion steps. Not conversion, it's transformation! And on the front, Headmaster Skullcruncher. And there's a picture of his head. And there is Grax as he appears in his robot or humanoid form mode. And then a window partially showing Skullcruncher in his alt mode. Grax. Transformers. Include snap-on weapon and accessory. 8-up Hasbro Classic. And then, of course, we have that nice retro stylized artwork. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in Vietnam print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. Nice product shots. Transformers, More Than Meets the Eye. Headmaster Skullcruncher. On this side, Transformers, same product shots, Headmaster Skullcruncher, and same exact thing. On this side, Transformers, product shots, and Headmaster Skullcruncher. Then on the back here, we have that nice late 86, 87 artwork. It is a world of constant change, where things are not what they seem. It is the world of the Transformers. A world of heroic Autobots and evil Decepticons. Unless you're in the Shattered Glass universe. Then down here we have his tech spec, which is much shorter than the originals. Decepticon, Skullcruncher, function, Swamp Warrior. He hangs out with Zartan. Autobots are like bad fuel, weak and greasy. Has a habit of grinding his teeth before he strikes, annoying his friends, and tipping off his enemies. And then there's his strength, intelligence, speed, and firepower. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there in every language. Includes 2 figures, 2 accessories. Small print, fine print. Made Vietnam print. Authentic. And classic Hasbro. And that, my friends, does it for a look at the packaging. Now it's time to take a look at Skullcruncher. Skullcruncher? Yes, Skullcruncher. And his accessories, starting with the handy dandy instructions, Transformers, Headmaster Skullcruncher. And it has some okay illustrations in here. If you've watched my other retro Headmaster reviews, you know I'm not the biggest fan of these, but you know, it is what it is. It's supposed to look like the old school G1 instructions, and it kind of does. And I'm just not the biggest fan of the illustrations in these, but easy enough to follow to transform the guy. His other accessories, here is, what did I say this guy's name was? Grax. Here is Grax. It's actually got some pretty decent paint on the head. I don't know how well you can see it. And all the lights is his own. So, but it's pretty decent paint on that. And on the back, of course, he's got a face backpack, which looks pretty decent too. Legs come out that far, and he's been forward that far. And he's been backwards that far, and legs will go back that far. The head backpack kind of gets in the way. Arms will come out that far. They go up. They go down. You have to work with them just a little bit. The head will do the full Exorcist. So that's Grax. Have a seat, buddy. Here's the blaster pistol. Okay, molded detail on it. No paint. All in the plastic color. No paint on it. Then we have this piece, which is a shield, I guess, or maybe a mace type weapon, which can also double as a vehicle for Grax. Let's pull his arms out of there a little bit. And as you can see, there's a slot right there and the peg on the back of his legs, like all the Titans Returns Headmasters, of which this one is just a repaint. And you can go like that, or I guess you could put the gun back here, or you can put the gun up here. It's like a little speedboat. So there's how that works. We'll pull all that back apart and take a look at Skullcruncher without the accessories on him for just a second. That piece for some reason does not like to stay fastened together. So there's a quick look at him without the accessories. So with the accessories, you just take the blaster pistol and put the handle or post in that hole right there in the tail. And then this piece, there's a hole right here and a peg right here. And it just sits on there. And then as far as Grax goes, there's a panel right here. You open it up. This is soft plastic, by the way. And you see down in there, there's really no, he doesn't really post into position there. You just kind of stick him in there and close the hatch up. Hope for the best. Hope you got a seatbelt in there, Grax. Now, as far as a look at the fully assembled Skullcruncher, green and purple and Decepticon logos and some silvers, white eyes, or maybe it's off-white, I don't know, some silver for the teeth. The jaw does open if I can get my fingers in there, so that opens pretty good. He's even got like a robot tongue down in there. So the head, look up when the mouth is closed. He'll look up like that. He'll look down like that. He's got a little bit of waggle to side with it, and just kind of just make him dizzy if he does that. He will do the full exorcist. And the tail, you can swing it back and forth. And that really does it for articulation in this mode. I mean, that'll come up and down, and you can move these a little bit, and that's about it. Everything else is kind of snapped into position. So, but still, I think he looks pretty cool in this mode. Alright, my friends, that does it for a look at Skullcruncher in his alt mode. And now it's time for alt mode comparisons. And start things off with me, as always, is Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee. And here is the Amazon exclusive Leader class Alternate Universe or Dead Optimus Prime. Here is fellow Decepticon Retro Headmaster Weird Wolf. And finally, his other fellow Retro Headmaster Mindwipe. And that, my friends, completes the comparisons. And now, ladies and gentlemen, comes the comedy portion of our show, where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And I said transform, not convert, because Transformers transform. First of all, we'll open the little hatch. We'll take Grax out. And how about, let's just go ahead and transform him and get him ready. Spin the head backwards. Just like that. Fold the legs up, bend the knees up, and voila, you got a head. And close that back up. Remove the tail. Remove the blaster out of this piece. We'll just set all that over to the side. Now you take the head and it just flips backwards. And you take the feet or the legs or the top tail section and you separate them. Then you want to flip them down. Then spin them around to the front, and let's see, which way do these go? Ah, there we go. Flip them out front ways. And give him some little toeses. And straighten that out. Then you want to bring them down. And that's on a double hinge, a hinge here and a hinge in there. So let's work those on down. Then spin these around that way. Then you want to flip the claws up, which they will clip into place. Then flip the hands out. Like that. And the alligator head backpack does make him a bit back heavy. So be aware of that. And take the head that we transformed earlier and it plugs in right there. And I'm not going to get him to stand up. And you take the back part of the tail. I forgot to show the peg. There's a peg right there. And just slide it into his hand. And with the gun, same thing. Handle just slides into his hand. And the tail being in his hand, it helps balance him out some. So there is that. And there we go, my friends. He's all transformed. Now let's take a look at Skullcruncher in his robot mode. And let's pull the pistol out of his hand and let's pull the tail out of his hand because we've already taken a look at these pieces. And as far as the deco and robot mode goes, he's pretty plain Jane. I mean, no real Decepticon logos anywhere. Seems like he should have one right here. But he doesn't, so I guess we just have to live with it. And it does take a little straightening up there that I did not do during the transformation. Sorry. But yeah, his robot mode is a little plain Jane. I much prefer his crocodile mode. And face looks good with the gold paint and the red visor and the black surrounding it. Not really a whole lot more I can say about the paint decos here. There's not many of them. A little bit right there. And then, you know, right here was in crocodile mode. Alright, let's take a look at the articulation. And he can look up that far and down that far, which is to say hardly any. And he will do the full exorcist. At the shoulders, you know, because of this double jointed hinge system thing going on here, you know, he can get that far. And then you got to mess with it to get it back down. 360 degrees of rotation at the shoulder. Then there's a cut at the upper bicep for 360 degrees of rotation. And then the elbow joint gets approximately 90 degrees. And then there's another mushroom pig here under the elbow for another 360 degrees of rotation just under the elbow. These kind of get in and out of the way. So you can really put them like this if you wanted to. And in and out hinge at the wrist, no rotation. I don't really count that because it's there as part of the transformation more than articulation. At the waist, he does have a 360 degree swivel. For the splits, he can give you the full splits. Then kicks forward this far, not quite 90 degrees. Kicks back, the alligator head backpack gets in the way, so he can kick back that far. There is a cut at the upper thigh for another 360 degrees of rotation. And, you know, he gets a really good bit of articulation there at the knee. But again, that's mostly due to transformation, but I'll take it. And you know, you can move that piece with the knee too. And it's kind of like it has a double hinged knee. And then, you know, toes go up and down a little bit. And that's about it. That is it. That is it for his articulation. Well, let's see if I can stand him back up. And of course, now I'm not going to give him stand back up. There he goes. All right, that does it for a look at Skullcruncher in his robot mode. And now it's time, my friends, for the robot mode comparisons. And with me, as always, is the Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee, the Leader class Netflix Optimus Prime, also a Walmart exclusive, that's the Netflix Earthrise Optimus Prime, by the way. Fellow Retro Decepticon Headmaster Mindwipe. And his other compatriot, Retro Decepticon Headmaster Weird Wolf. And that, my friends, completes the comparisons. For final thoughts on Skullcruncher and Grax, this one is better in alt mode, in my opinion. Your opinion may vary. The robot mode is very plain. It's way too top heavy in the back due to the crocodile head backpack. And it's very plain in robot mode. This one will definitely be going in alt mode in the display. I can't really say much more about this guy. Other than the crocodile mode is my favorite, and it really looks good that way. In fact, all the Decepticons look better in their alt modes, in my opinion. Again, your opinion may vary. But that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just to help the channel out further, or both. That's cool too. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.